For the first time in 40 years, a peace march has converged here at the Pentagon, but this time it was led by veterans, Iraq War veterans, and military families from the Iraq War. So as a veteran yourself, how does it feel marching amongst so many veterans and active duty personnel onto the Pentagon?
It feels wonderful because this is what democracy looks like. This is what it means for us as soldiers when we took the oath to be true patriots, even when we saw our own government doing it wrong. So I'm so proud of the vets, so proud of the Iraq veterans for coming together, to standing up to the most vicious, fascist dictator in the world, George Bush. So we're united against our own country to fight for what is right.
Our clever signs, our passionate speeches, and our large crowds alone, if that could end the war, we would not be here today. The truth is, our protest will not end this war. Only our resistance will end this war. Symbolism carries great power, but symbolic protest will never catalyze the masses sitting on the fence, and it will never send the necessary message to the powers that be. Only our tangible resistance, our determined risk-taking, and our bold civil disobedience will deliver a message capable of reaching our paralyzed nation. Our mouths can still speak passionately, and our signs can still be stinging, but our bodies must be obstructions to business as usual.
It's a beginning. It's not the climax. It's not the accumulation. It's the beginning. We need to continue to take our resistance to a much more tangible level, and this is a good start of being in a place and a time, the 4th anniversary of the war in Iraq, and a place, the Pentagon, that is really stepping in the right direction and putting the message to where it needs to be.
How does it feel to march with so many veterans, knowing that your son didn't come home from this war?
Well, it's an honor to be here with so many veterans. I'm very sad that my son is not here right now, but the Constitution of the United States, the First Amendment, allowed me to participate, thank God. And knowing there's one more year or more time this war, I cannot even think about it. There's so much pain everywhere, so many lives have been spared.
What actually happened to you today marching?
Well, I was late getting to the protest, and the route to get to the march was blocked by a variety of things, including the D.C. police with metal detectors. When I asked how to get to the march, the D.C. police forced us to go down a path right through the so-called gathering of eagles, who are supposedly here to support our troops element, but as an Iraq combat vet, they called me a traitor, a communist, and a faggot, and then they spit on me. They called my traveling companion a whore. It was the worst that I've ever been treated in my life outside of combat.
You know, our country symbolizes so much wrong right now, and we just want to make it right. We want our troops to come home. We want them to be taken care of when they get here, and that's true honor to them. You know, you don't support the troops by keeping them in a mess. You support them by bringing them home and taking care of them.
You lost your son in Iraq. How does it feel to come here and march on the Pentagon amongst so many veterans, especially Iraq War veterans?
You know, I very, very, very sad, especially when I was, somebody sent me to that group, but they push me, they increase me. Also, they say, you Latin, look at your skin. Fuck you, you son. Fuck you. So I don't say anything, This is this people respect,
How does it feel to now be marching as a veteran on the Pentagon?
Couldn't be more proud right now. I'm with my brothers and sisters that served in Iraq and Afghanistan, and I'm here taking back the military. I'm telling our government that it's the people's military and we got to use it responsibly.
I currently have a friend who I served with in the 1st Infantry Division that's returned to duty in Iraq, and he's serving there now, and he has a message I want to give to you. Last November, the citizens of America sent a powerful message to the current administration that we are tired of this war. The administration responded by ignoring the will of the people and continuing this elected war unabated. We now know that the reasons for this war are to be false. But who is really paying the price? The administration has spun the idea of the troop withdrawal into the idea of losing. But if the Iraqi freedom is really the goal, wouldn't a withdrawal, wouldn't giving Iraq back to the Iraqis be a sign of success?
He also wanted me to stress that the veterans are not getting the care that they deserve, that the people in service are coming back to a neglectful and unconcerned elected government. We continue to live in a society and a country that would rather make veterans than take care of them. We have to change the way we look at this war. We got to change the way that the people look at the military. This structure behind me, this Pentagon, is a representation of that military. And we're here to take that military back so it's a military for the people. Thank you.
It's a great feeling to come back here against the Pentagon. It's been a long time building this movement against this war, and finally we're gaining the strength and coming back to the walls of the Pentagon to try to speak the truth of war to the walls of war.
We are here today as a warning. Tomorrow we will return.
I take it back for the people.
When you go home, you have a task. Talk about war, this war, all war, to your brother, to your lawyer, to the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. Every single day, talk to one person on the other side about this war, about all war. When we return, we will be a solid sea of people from Capitol Hill to San Francisco.